Okay, I'm going to show you how to include and use the CircleView, which is a custom view that we're going to use in the assignment. And it's not very hard to make a custom view, but this is not what I'm showing you. I'm showing you how to use one that I've given you. Maybe later in the course we'll have a chance to take a look at making our own custom views. So a custom view is predominantly just a class. You'll see there's another piece, but it's very small compared to the class. So a class, Java class, just goes in with the rest of our Java code. So in my case, I'm just going to copy paste into the folder structure the CircleView.java file that I've included with your assignment. CircleView.java. Now, the class itself, let's take a quick look at it, is a Java class that extends the view class. We'll see what that means soon enough in the course, what extends means. But for now, just assume that this means we are somehow building on the basic view to do something ourselves. All right. The big problem we're going to find with all my files that I give you is that they just don't have the right package name, because I'm using some package name and you're using another, probably another domain or company name, and just making another package that's slightly different. Android Studio has two reasonable fixes for it. One, move it to the file in the package I've given it, or change this to match your package. Just change this to match your package, which is probably what you should be doing in these cases. There's still an error. You can see it right here. It's circle color. So that brings me to the next part. I'm not going to go over any of these, but it's basically code to print and to draw a circle on the space that's provided for the view. Kind of neat. I'll go over with anyone who's interested. I'll show you how it was done. So what's it complaining about ATTR circle color is that I've made my own attribute for this called circle color, so that in the design window you can actually specify what color you want. By the way, I noticed this because it's not the first time I recorded the video, that this was somehow added. And if this happens to you, it'll be a compiler error. And it seems that when I copy pasted it added this include R class, and we don't need the R classes. We saw R is for constants and things like that, and it's auto-generated by Android. So just wipe that out. So I'm new to check because of my previous run-ins with it. So the last thing to do is to add this ATTRs, and I'll show you ATTR, and I'll show you where this is located. The custom attributes, so that is allowing me to specify in the design window the circle color, is inside values. It's something called ATTRs XML. So I don't have one, so right-click on values, reveal in Finder. I'll be giving this to you in a flat structure, so you'll just see ATTRs XML. You just copy that into the values folder. Whoop. Something went wrong here. I don't know what that was about. Copy. For you, it's probably a move. Are you certain? Hold on. Let's just do that. I'll fix mine after. Now, ATTR's XML is pretty straightforward. All it does is say that our circle view has a declared style attribute colors, circle color. No magic here. I actually have to deal with the circle color myself in my view class, but I'm not going to cover that right now. Okay, so that's all we need. Now we can include our own circle view inside of our layout. Now, the palette only includes views that Android Studio knows about, right? So there's no knowledge of our circle view right off the bat. It doesn't have it in the palette, but you can, by just dragging this view under containers, just this view control, get any of the undisplayed views in the project, of which ours is just one, and circle view is, I guess it highlighted it. I'm not sure. You might have the same experience. Circle view with our package name. It's in the app folder. So okay. And what we get is we get this. And if you expand it by adding constraints as an example, you'll see that it is a gray box that has the class name in it. You can't because I didn't. If I change the, there we are. something like the class name. It looks like a ... version of the class name with the package prefix. So what we're looking at is the inability for Android Studio to generate a preview of the CircleView. It turns out you can get a preview of the CircleView, which is kind of handy, but why we don't get it now is because we copy-pasted a Java file into the project. The layout needs an actual .class, a compiled file, code to run to show me, the user, what this looks like at runtime. So it has to compile it. It's pretty straightforward. We just rebuild under the build menu. We just rebuild our project and take a look at what happens. Build runs, takes a moment, completes, and boom, the preview can be generated. CircleView. Okay. All right, and looking at it now, we see that there are, it's a view like anything else. It has its own properties. If you look at all the attributes, if you look at all the attributes, we should see circle color, our custom attribute, and we can pass in, right, a color. My favorite green. There we go. Done. It's really the only property this thing supports. So, aside from the width and the height, gravity, which you'd think maybe it would like be able to be moved to the top. I didn't actually code that. You have to code everything in that regard, at least to my knowledge. You have to. So, but I just wanted one behavior, and that behavior is choose the minimum of the height and the width as the diameter, and keep things centered. So of course, as I generate different rectangles, this thing will always kind of keep its centering. So that's the behavior I have. So that's the CircleView, and you can add it to your layout like this. It is a view, so it supports the usual view operations, specifically the click. I'll show you how you can get access to the CircleView. This is the same as any other control, but we might as well go over that. So in my code, I can capture the, let me set it up first. I can capture the root and retrieve a reference. CircleView is a class. It's more obviously a class than most of the library classes we have, right? It's part of our project. Root. Find by ID. Oh wait, I haven't given this an ID yet. Back to the layout for one moment. The CircleView. Perfect. r.id. The CircleView. Perfect. So I've got access to it. I can set the color. There's a setter for this. Hey, look, with RGB no less. Oh, that beautiful green is going to be gone if I do this, but anyway. Now the CircleView, and we can set click listeners like we've been doing. And let's toast something so original. Anyway, you probably get the idea of where we're going with this. All right, let's see our code running now on the device. Should be clickable. There we are. Color is. Okay, so that's the CircleView, but now you can imagine you can do a lot of different things with it, and specifically what I've asked you to do in assignment 1. There you are.